Hey guys, hey. This is my second time recording this, so I'm going to make sure that this one actually records and is my final destination, because I pray to speak authentically that these messages can bless the right peoples or persons that needs to hear this. Mind your business about my nails, they're healing, and send me grace, okay? So here's the thing, I'm in between making food, so I might have to jump up and take y'all with me. My son's in the tub and I need to have a conversation with y'all, and I need to be brutally candid. But I also want to speak privately, right? So not to say these things to cause any discomfort, okay? So this is the reason I'm posting this on the YouTube page, and it's not going to be on my Instagram. However, you can feel free to view my YouTube channel if you want to watch the full version of what it is that I'm talking about, okay? I'm going to talk about motherhood. First, I want to say congratulations to Chrisean, right? We just seen her have her baby on Instagram Live. How interesting that was. I'm grateful that she had a healthy delivery, right? That her and baby are okay, and I pray that the ancestors and angels still keep their covering and protection over her while she's there, allowing her to get home safely with baby Chrisean, okay? And so here's the thing, y'all. Somebody has to say something, and say something authentically about how fucked up single parenting actually is, okay? That's what I'm going to talk about. That's where I feel I'm going to have to put my foot down. Because, yes, it's beautiful to have children. Hold on. Yes, they bring out the best in us. Yes, they transform our lives and all these things. But ladies, it is not wise to undergo parenting and parenthood intentionally solo. You cannot even do this by yourself, right? As of right now, we have no understanding, y'all do, have no understanding of how to create life without a masculine energy. Therefore, I don't know where we get off continuously lying to our sisters and telling them you're gonna be okay, or saying, oh, I had my baby for me. Most of y'all, and I mean about 85 to 90% of y'all are lying, okay? Because at the end of the day, nobody chooses to just put yourself through struggle. You know what I'm saying? And granted, she is financially in a place of winning, and there's a lot of other people who've done this, like the Kardashians, right? They're popular baby mamas. They make it look like it's just this big glamour fest, and the reality is that media is only being plugged into mostly my people. And y'all need to understand, I was a mother at 16 years old. I became a mom at 16. I then became a mom again at 28, 11 years later. And it gets no easier being a single mother. I became a single mother at 17 with my 1-year-old, okay, where it was all on me, and I went into survival mode, and I had to be the father and the mother, and I had to make everything come up and make it all make sense for me and my daughter, because there was no provision. There was no one gonna make it happen for me. And then I went on about my life in that energy, y'all. There was no one telling me how difficult or how hard authentically single parenthood is going to be, or how it was going to feel. And then I got married, and I wanted to have children with my husband because he had no children, and I couldn't. And then all of a sudden I felt pregnant, and my son's father told me, when I had been struggling to get pregnant for over a decade, he told me that if I was not going to stay with him and make a family with him, that he was not gonna make this work, right? That I could raise my son by myself, since I want to be a single mom so bad, and he would see him when he could, and he would send me child support when he could, but other than that, he'd have nothing to do with him until he was old enough to want something to do with him. Those were his exact words, you guys. And he told me this at 5 weeks and like 4 days pregnant. I was about 5 weeks and 4 days based on my own calculations. And then that week I went and got the pregnancy test and verified I was somewhere along there, you know, when that came about. Now let me just case this. I struggled with getting pregnant for over a decade. I wanted my child more than anything because I wanted to be a mother again. But it was for selfish reasons, y'all. Because at the end of the day, I didn't care whether he stayed or went. I didn't care at that time. I didn't care whether he stayed or went. I wanted my baby, and I was going to have my baby for myself, okay? My postpartum with my daughter was horrible, to the point of wanting to jump off a balcony with her in my arms, y'all. And I'm only sharing that with you so that you understand. That's a secret that hasn't even really come out. You know what I'm saying? But my family and the ones who's been around me know that. That's how bad my postpartum went. And so with my son, I was kind of plant-based and vegan and moving differently. I didn't have as bad postpartum, but I was being emotionally and spiritually abused to the point that I gained 50 pounds after pregnancy, okay? And I was going through delusion. And you can call me Delulu most of the time because my delusion has made me successful in a lot of ways, right? I'll take the Delulu for that. But it completely made me oblivious to the fact that I was deteriorating mentally, physically, and spiritually at the expense of, I want my baby. He was no help. He was narcissistic from the beginning to drop that on me. I remember getting into an argument with this man once, and he had just asked his father for $20 to go buy some diapers for the baby. Our son, he went to go buy the diapers and came back, and we got into a dick and pussy argument because I'm hormonal and this man only knows how to master video games. And this is all stuff that I knew. This was in my awareness when we were fucking and having a good time. All of this was there, y'all. All of this was all obvious and clear that this person was living with their mother. They were unable to do what they were supposed to do. His mother's in the back office like, oh, I couldn't tell you stay away. I just had to let you, but I tried my best to warn you that he was this way and this was going to happen, and he's not taking care of his other 3 children, and he's careless and yada, yada, yada. But bitch, no, you didn't. But anyway, but even so, if that was her intention, pray. Oh my God. And then that's so crazy. And this is why I love her. My son's stepmother just reached out to me and just asked me, how are we doing? And that makes me feel really, really good, actually. Anyway, I have a better relationship with the women, y'all, of the people that I've had children with than I did the actual fathers. And that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother story. But anyway, this man, we got into our argument. This man went and took the diapers back. He walked out the door to go take the diapers back to the store to go to the smoke shop and buy him a vape pen so he could smoke some weed. And that was the argument. He said, since you want to be independent so bad, go buy the diapers by yourself. That was always his argument, because I had in my mind, y'all, that I could have my baby by myself. I could do it by myself. I didn't need nobody. I was doing it up until this point by myself. You've already shown me that you're incapable, so I got the plan. I got it figured out. Okay? Now, physically, I've had it figured out. I went from being homeless to in and out between him and my mother, sleeping on the floor on a mattress at her house, to being emotionally abused and spiritually abused at his place with his manipulative and abusive mother and sister, and to having my own place for me and my son, a door that we can lock and close and build on our own, and being able to. But let me explain something to you. Parenting does not just equate to physical. There was nobody there when my mental was slipping and I needed support, right? There was nobody there when I was begging for someone to watch my son just so I could use the bathroom. Y'all, I got to the point where I was holding my poop till evening time, till someone in my family would come around and hey, can you watch him so I can just take a shower? I haven't showered in 4 days. Can you watch him so I can just take a poop? Because I'm dragging him in the bathroom trying to poop. Like, I'm reflecting on how hard this was without true support. And y'all keep lying to these young girls and telling them that they can do it, that it's gonna be okay, that we got you. Y'all will never have a single mother the way she needs to be had. There's a reason why 2 parents are needed to raise a child in the home. There's a reason for that. Single parenthood was never an option for me. That was never something that I wanted to consider. The reason I split up from my son's father, my daughter's father actually kind of split up with me. He was still messing with his high school sweetheart. And he was 20. I was 15 when I met him, you know, turning 21 or turning something like that. He was up there. So there was an age gap. That's a different story. This one, the reason why I split up with him is because I wanted more. I wanted more than just, and I didn't feel like I had the capacity to nurse him and nourish him the way his mother has, and then fight his mother for him, and then a whole bunch of other things. Now, the other aspect is he was a reflection of me, of how comfortable I was in life. I was very comfortable with the bare minimum. I was comfortable having a child with someone who told me that they didn't want a child, basically, and if I wasn't going to make it work with them, that they weren't, that just, hey, good luck to you, like already setting it up that you might as well just have an abortion. You might as well just have an abortion. I didn't have an abortion, and I kept my kid. And I'm happy, and I love my son. But it's not easy. My career, y'all, the shit that I was doing, my daughter went to go live with her father when she was... Go get your towel. Go get your towel. My daughter went to go live with her father when she was 7 months. Okay? I'm actually going to come back with that story. I'll be back.